everyone, I am Bhumika Rathi. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, we are doing practices for competitive exams in which I am going to cover your English grammar and we are continuing a topic pronouns. So in today's topic, we are going to cover distributive and indefinite pronouns. So let's start with the very first rule of distributive pronouns. So in this rule says after each of, either of and neither of, plural noun and plural pronouns will be used. So let's see how. This is the example that we have. Each of the boy has a notebook. Since I told you each of, and after that we will use plural noun. So boy here is a noun, but this noun here is in singular form. So adding s to that becomes plural. So the correct sentence will be each of the boys has a notebook. Alright, one more important thing here is we will use the singular form of verb with these words. Alright, now moving on to the rule number 2 that we have. Rule number 2 says article and agreement. Let's see. After each of, either of, neither of, the plural noun will be used. Each, either, neither, any singular noun takes singular pronoun and singular verb with that. So let's see the example that we have. Each of the boys has their own book. So with each of, as I told you, we will use the plural form. So this is correct. But, and here we can see the verb is also singular. That is also correct. But here there has been used. This cannot be used. Along with that, we will use the singular pronoun. So let's see the correct form of this. Each of the boys has his own book. All right. Now moving on to the rule number 2. So each boy, this is another example. All right. Each boy. So each of the boys is not there in the sentence. So each boy. So here boy is singular noun and is the auxiliary verb that we have, and doing is the singular form of do. Then we have his is singular adjective here. Then we have work himself. So himself is singular pronoun which has been used in this sentence. So each boy is doing his work himself. All right. Now moving on, we have rule number 3. Rule number 3 says if each is used for the subject and it is placed after the subject and before the auxiliary verb. If the word each is used, so it is used as subject, then it will be placed after the subject and before the auxiliary verb. So let's see in this example. We have each advised him to give up smoking. So here we is the subject and have is the auxiliary verb that we have, and each is the word which we can see here. So as I told you, we cannot use auxiliary verb before this word each, and after that we have used here. So this sentence becomes wrong. So let's see the correct form. We each have advised him to give up smoking. So we is the subject that we can see here, and after subject we have used the word each, as you can see here. Then we have the auxiliary verb. So it is used after word each. This is the correct forms. Note down, in such sentence, the verb should be according to the subject only. Now let's see rule number 4, the using of both. Both is used for two persons or two things. Let's see. Here is an example that we have. All of the 2 students are guilty. Since 2 students we can see here, and along with that we cannot use the word all. All is more than 2. All right. So instead of using all, we will use both. So the correct sentence will be both of the 2 students are guilty. And one more thing you can see, both has been used, and 2 students you can see the word are. So both, we are talking about two persons. So the verb here used will be plural in form. So now moving on, rule number 4, which is continuous. Both is not used in negative sentence. Instead of that, we will use neither. So both of them are not going. Instead of saying this, instead of that, we will say neither. Neither of them is going. Neither the first one nor the second one is going. We have the use of indefinite pronouns. We have rule number 1. Let's see that. If one is used as a subject of the sentence, then in nominative case, we will use it as one. And in objective or reflexive pronoun, we will use oneself. This rule I already taught you in reflexive pronouns rule. You can see over there. Now let's revise here. So example here is one should do one's duty oneself. All right. And let's see the second example that we have. One should keep one's promise. All right. This is the examples that we have for this. This is all for today. Meet in the next video with new rules. Thank you.